On this week's show, we begin with a hero who has everything: strength, courage, firepower, and grace. All right, forget about the grace. This is Kurt Hectic, star of MDK2 on the Dreamcast. And worryingly, he's Earth's only hope of survival. With the aid of Dr. Fluke Hawkins and a six-legged canine called Max, Kurt has to repel an alien invasion. Thankfully, he's fitted with Dr. Hawkins' famous coil suit, which makes up for Kurt's limited intelligence. The suit's main advantage is its sniper function, which was an innovative feature when it first appeared in the original MDK. The suit also comes with a high-tech parachute that can be deployed and retracted instantaneously. This allows you to break your fall, or if you can find an air current, float gently upwards. The game forces you to change characters frequently, which adds variety to the gameplay. Max, for example, might not have a coil suit, but his 6 limbs allow him to carry a huge arsenal. The control of your characters is almost flawless, with speed and responsiveness that puts games like Tomb Raider to shame. It can get a bit tricky in some places, but you never feel that events are out of your control. Together with a winning sense of humour, MDK2 is a game that no Dreamcast owner should flick aside.
Four and a half thousand years ago, Northern Europe is slowly emerging from the Stone Age. But to the south, on the northeast tip of Africa, something unparalleled in antiquity is taking place.
Welcome to Egypt, and an incredible new title that traces 7,000 years of Egyptian art and culture on a single DVD. Think of Egypt and you'll probably think of the pyramids, but this disc delves much deeper and stores all kinds of information right up to the present day. The importance of this part of the world in the development of civilization cannot be underestimated, and it's astonishing to think that these works of art were created over 4,000 years ago. As well as the usual movies that we expect from multimedia DVDs, there are also detailed still images that you can zoom into and examine in closer detail. An interactive map allows you to choose from 4 areas: Alexandria, Cairo, Luxor or Aswan. Again, you can zoom in and examine local features and click on points of interest. This will reveal pages of text with even more links. The information is fascinating and clearly laid out, but due to the vast amount of facts, you can get lost, and returning to a page a second time is almost impossible. This DVD is huge. In fact, it's one of the most comprehensive we've ever covered. So if you're interested in the mysterious land of Egypt and don't want to leave the comfort of your own home, open your DVD drive and explore that instead. Wanted to command the stormtroopers from the movie Star Wars? Well, here's your chance in Star Wars Force Commander. Fans can now battle in skirmishes from all 3 of the Star Wars films whenever they like. As a commander in the Imperial Army, you have total control to deploy your forces as you like. In most strategy games, collecting resources is essential, but here, points are awarded for destroying enemy units and completing sorties, which will increase your military power. Positioning your army is easy, but making the troops and mechanical monsters move across the terrain is difficult. The blocky graphics are the biggest flaw in the game and definitely distract from its realism. But the chance to recreate the Battle of Hoth is a skirmish that any Star Wars fan will relish, and the chance to control an Imperial walker is fantastic. So, as Star Wars Force Commander battles its way onto the PC, the appeal of your plastic toys is sure to dwindle. Now you can reshape the Star Wars galaxy for good or evil, because the Force really is with you. If you're born to be bad, why not enroll in the Klingon Academy, where it's wise to be wicked? Under the tutelage of General Chang, you'll get to pilot every Klingon warship in the universe, from the basic bird of prey to the Behemoth battle station Accuser. During training, everything aboard the ship, communications, the gunnery and even the medical bays are at your command. Perform well as captain and your crew's abilities and morale will increase, making you the tyrannical toast of the Academy. Other cool touches promised include hazardous black holes and tractor beams to thwart your progress up through the ranks. Engage in battle near them at your peril, as the gravitational forces are sure to suck you to your doom. So, would-be warlords, cling on to your seats. Klingon Academy is set to boldly shake up planets and the galaxies beyond. Yeah, yeah, yeah! If you found performing stunts a little tricky when playing trick style, grab a pen. We've got some cheats that'll help you master your bothersome board. First, pause the game and then select the cheat option. Then enter the code INFLATEED and O. And voila, your skater now has a big head. But how about a cheat that's more useful? Oh, yeah. Again, pause the game, select the cheat option and enter the code TRAVOLT and A. Now you'll have access to all the stunts and special moves, but do be careful. Everyone is going internet crazy, but if you're new to the net, it can be confusing. So here's what you need to begin surfing. Before you can start, there are several basic items you'll need. First, if you haven't already got one, you need a computer. You'll also need a phone line and a device called a modem to allow your computer to communicate with PCs. Now you'll need an internet service provider to give you access to the net. They'll connect you and provide you with an email address which will allow you to send and receive messages from other users at the touch of a button. You'll also have access to news groups where users exchange information and gossip on a bewildering number of topics. Your computer will also need web browser software. Many ISPs have their own browsers installed when you connect with them, but you can change the browser to one that's more suitable to your taste. Using browsers such as Netscape and Internet Explorer, you'll be able to take advantage of things like real audio animations and video clips. If you have older versions of these programs, you'll need to download translators called plugins. Things on the net are changing very quickly, with a lot of pages becoming more interactive. 3D interfaces on sites are becoming more common, but with several different systems in use, you'll need to install a lot of new software in order to use them. Of course, all this takes time, and time is money on the net, so you may decide it isn't worth the wait. But whether you're just surfing for facts or playing online games, the net is fast becoming as popular as TV, so turn on and log in. Time for some serious action now with Soldier of Fortune, one of the most dynamic games to appear on the PC in years. This is John Mullins. He's our hero and also a member of a counter-terrorist group called The Shop. Throughout this frantic game, you'll meet lots of suspicious characters, but not all of them are out to get you. Some can be powerful allies, such as this muscular chap. His name is Hawk, and he'll aid you in various missions. The first thing you'll notice when you load the game is how realistic it is. Although it's strictly for adults, it does include a password system, so you can customize your settings for younger gamers. The tasks you have to complete range from retrieving stolen equipment to destroying strategic sites. The levels are quite straightforward, but are also very atmospheric. As John, you'll encounter many combat scenarios. One section will see you penetrating an underground bunker, while another has you creeping around the ruins of a derelict town. Soldier of Fortune may not be the hardest or the most pleasant of games, but it is very absorbing. This title is more of a workout for your trigger finger than your brain, so if it's action you want, then you'll jump at the chance to play this. Coming up, we race through some mud, battle for survival, and go back to school with the craziest professor. He's lean, he's mean, and he's back on the PlayStation. The unluckiest man ever to wear a dirty vest returns in the explosive action game Die Hard Trilogy 2. Retaining the three game styles of the 1996 original, this time the action is set in the middle of a Las Vegas prison riot. Instead of offering three separate games, however, a new movie mode mixes the styles together with some atmospheric FMV. The third-person game has been slightly tweaked to give a closer perspective on the action. There's less mindless shooting and more puzzles than before. Plus, the opportunity to explore and use stealth makes the levels more involving. So what about the shooting game? Well, it's as fast and furious as before, but you'll need a perfect aim if you want to stop the marauding madman from destroying Las Vegas. Unfortunately, it's the driving sections which really spoil the action. Although there are plenty of explosions, the controls are unrealistic and the gameplay boring and repetitive. Having said that, Die Hard Trilogy 2 is still 3 games for the price of 1. Like the first game, it's easy to get into and the varied levels challenging. As long as you don't expect each of the 3 game styles to be fantastic, you won't be disappointed. And now, the chart and Cybernet's top 10 N64 games. Rolling in at 10 this week, the bug-blasting shooter Jet Force Gemini. At 9, the battling Donkey Kong, Link and Yoshi in the cute console hit Super Smash Bros. And in his own game at 8, DK's having big platform fun in Donkey Kong 64. And at 7, the latest in an ever-increasing number of N64 wrestling games, it's WrestleMania 2000. Back into the chart at 6, an old game given a fresh twist, the new Tetris. And at number 5, there's off-the-wall action in Tony Hawk's skateboarding. Amazingly, at number 4, the return of one of the most influential games of all time, Super Mario 64. That mystic marvel Shadow Man is still prowling around the dark side at number 3. And knocked off the top spot, Resident Evil 2 drops down 1 place to number 2. But fighting its way straight to the top, Pokemon Stadium is this week's charismatic number 1. City living can be rough, especially in urban chaos for the PlayStation. So we've got 2 cheats that should make life easier. At the new game screen, press L1, R1, select and start. If you've pressed them correctly, all the levels will be opened up and you can go straight to any one. Once you're there, if you need more help during the game, hold down triangle, circle, square and X together, then press right. This will give you all the weapons in the game and you can select any of them to use. Oh, and you'll also be indestructible, so throwing Darcy off tall buildings and plummeting to the ground will be no problem. Now, with these great cheats, you can battle through urban city streets with confidence.
You're under arrest.
The arrival of 2 massive Formula 1 games this year should give racing fans reason to rejoice. Here's the first, F1 2000 on the PC. What strikes you immediately about this new racer are the amazing graphics. When you're playing, the incredible attention to detail totally immerses you in the experience. These include the drivers reacting to the car's behaviour and the tyres smoking when you lock the brakes for a tight corner. Handling your 200-mile-per-hour car feels strange at first. The game is very fast and at times it feels like you're struggling to maintain control. But no one said racing Formula 1 cars was easy. F1 2000 is aimed at the racing enthusiast. You'll find that adjusting your car's settings to suit each circuit will give you a smoother drive. Overall, this is a title that will reward those who put effort into practicing to reduce their lap times. Other options, such as a 360-degree camera angle, provide some interesting views of the racing. Thanks to incredible detail on and off the track, F1 2000 is everything a fan could want. It's also a lot of fun to play, which makes it a winner in every department. Our next racer takes you from the track to the mud, but you'll be glad you made the trip because it's one of the best PC off-road racing games yet. Quite simply, Rally Masters has it all. Take a look at the courses, they look amazing. But that's not all, the handling is awesome, which means the action is extremely fun and fiercely realistic. Most rally games make you race against the clock, which can be boring. This title is based on an actual rallying event, the Race of Champions, where the world's top drivers compete on a 2-lane track. In addition to the main tournament, you can also slide around a variety of other courses. The physics are impressive too. You'll actually feel as though you're fighting a heavy, muddy car around sharp bends. If you happen to crash, then your vehicle will accumulate damage, which you'll be able to see and almost feel. Rally Masters is arguably the finest racing game on the PC and an experience no one should miss. Messiah is one of the most original games of the year, and it takes a lot of programming trickery to produce something that looks this good, as we found out from its creator in America.
Basically, the idea for Messiah was really from a group meeting that we had, where everyone sits around a table and we try to think of something that we could do in a game that people have never seen before.
And that's exactly what they have done. In the game, you're a tiny winged cherub travelling to the world's end with only your cunning to protect you from all the hazards. But how does a defenseless baby cope with these perils?
There's like all sorts of different kind of people, big, super tough people, police, anyone you like. Take control of their bodies and then use their bodies in any way you like. So if you need to get through a fire, you don't run through as a baby because that would burn you and that would hurt. Your wings would go on fire, that would be awful. What you do is you jump inside someone wearing lots of clothes and just walk through the fire. When you get to the other side, they're on fire. So you jump back out of their body, and you'll see them just totally freak out as they realize they're on fire. So they'll be patting their heads, trying to get the fire out. And then you, as the little baby, can just go on about your business while he's dealing with it.
Wow, but that's only half the story. Messiah employs some revolutionary code to produce effects that have never been seen before on a PC. So we flew to the company's HQ to find an expert willing to tell you all the inside secrets. Over to you, Professor.
My assistant Sinclair and I would like to start today's demonstration by showing what the Messiah engine can do for you.
Wow, I can hardly wait.
Well then, let's take a gander at your body of tomorrow. We'll start with skin and tissues. In the past, flat polygons have presented many problems for both form and motion. Notice how the various body parts collide and run through one another.
What is a woman of the future to do?
I'm glad you asked. Let's take a look and see. Here you can see how the Messiah engine, using complex algorithms and routines, plus a little monkey grease, can cover your body with a natural surface that acts and responds just like real skin. In order to create the illusion of depth, games of the past have had to resort to unwanted scaling tricks such as fog or darkness. Notice how the characters disappear as they move into the distance.
Oh, that's just terrible.
My assistant and I will now show you how the Messiah engine, through tessellation, solves this digital conundrum in real time. Sinclair? Thank you. Now see how smoothly the Messiah characters scale into the distance. The Messiah engine has the uncanny ability to tessellate any object to infinity, completely eliminating the need for any scaling tricks.
Oh, very nice.
Another place where the Messiah engine excels is in the realm of lighting. With specially formulated volumetric lighting, objects throw true-to-life shadows. These shadows give an unparalleled feeling of depth to the environment and allow characters to virtually hide from their opponent. Well, that's all for now. We hope you enjoyed our little tour of the Messiah engine, and we hope to see you next time on Technologies of Tomorrow.
Thanks, Professor, I think. That's it for this show. Don't forget you can write to us via post or email, so stay in touch. Until next time, check out some of the scenes from the new adventure game Majesty, and we'll see you all again very soon. Just keep watching Cybernet.